Hello, today you're going to see me teach my second grade class, which is actually my hardest class to teach and the one that I've struggled with the most since I started, but I really enjoyed teaching them and I've learned a lot more strategies to help me work and make my lessons more active, although in the lesson you'll see today, it's a little less active than what we normally do because I was starting a whole new unit and we had to introduce a lot of vocabulary. Enjoy! As part of my introduction in my second grade class, I usually show a video that has something to do with what we're learning that day so that the students who come early have something to do, but the students who are coming later because they're getting out of class at a different time, they don't miss out on what we're learning that day. So today I'm showing a video called I Have a Headache, which is a funny way of showing being sick and the different words that go with that. And then every day we go through how are you, and the students tell me how they are, and then what day is it so we can learn the days of the week, and finally how's the weather, because we've done that unit in the past and I want to keep it refreshed in their minds. This is the attention getter that I found works best in my classes. I'm not sure if I came up with it on my own, but it just kind of came to me one day when I was working with my kids. It goes like this. Snap, crackle, pop. It's time to stop. And I have the students mimic my actions, and when I get to stop, they need to be sitting down in their seats and listening to me instead of talking, and it's so they know when it's time to move on to something else. And so we'll go through the rules, and if they're following all of them, then we get to move towards the smiley face. And when they get 3 smiley faces, which means they follow the rules for most of the class, then they get a special reward as a class. And if they're not following the rules, then they move towards the sad face. And if we get a sad face, then we have to stay after class a little bit and practice following the rules. And sometimes I'll do this more on an individual basis than the whole class if it's only 1 or 2 students that's causing the class to not get the smiley face.
Are we sitting in our chairs? No! Are we fighting? No! No. Are we listening? Yeah! 3, 2, 1,
Part where I present the new material, and today we are learning about sickness, and it actually adds on to an earlier unit about body parts. So they're adding the phrase, I have a blank ache. So they'll insert the body part they already know into that new phrase so they can describe how they're feeling. I like to act it out and kind of get a little silly with it because it helps the students stay more engaged and use the vocabulary rather than just sitting there and repeating after me.
Oh
As I said earlier, my second grade class is very active, and so I was planning on having them do a sentence construction activity for their practice part of the lesson, but instead I felt they had been sitting too long after we had gone through the vocabulary, so I decided to have them stand up and do a game. But since I wasn't anticipating doing this from the very beginning of my lesson, I didn't explain it as well as I could have, and so they ended up getting confused and distracted, so we ended up sitting down and not playing that game for very long, and we moved straight on to the charades part of the production part of the lesson. Played charades for the production part of the lesson. Every student that wanted to came up to the front of the class and acted out a different symptom of being sick, and everyone was able to guess throughout the whole game. That way everyone could participate.
I'm sick. Okay, so I will draw a card. Okay. Oh! You're right. I have good earring. So the Pablo can come up. Yep. Okay. Are you ready? Okay. Oh, what's the matter? I have a headache. Good. I have a head. Good. Yep. Okay, we have 5 minutes. That's our 5-minute warning. Choose one. Choose one. Oh, what's the matter? Tuesday. Good. Gotta come up. Sit down. Sit down. Okay, choose one. Oh. Leg day. Who wants to go? You've already got one. So okay, you can go next, okay?
In order to leave the classroom, the students have to say what symptom of the sickness I'm acting out.
Good. Oh. Toothache. I have toothache. Oh. Stomach ache. Good. Oh.
Thank you for watching my class today. I think there were things that I did well, and I think there are things that I would change if I were to do this lesson again with this class. What do you think? How would you change it if you were to use this in your classroom? What did you like about it? What would you use in your own classroom? Good luck teaching. Have a great day. Thank you.